Yo, what's happening, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the Halftime with Vegeta, and welcome back to the therapy podcast with Vegeta. Oh, hang on, I've got this playing in the background. Why am I doing this? Yeah, I'm back on the YouTube streets, people. It's been a minute, but obviously, when life is happening and your head is not in the right place, your heart is not in the right place, you can't get on stream, people. But apologies for my absence. But I've been on the YouTube streets, so even though I haven't streamed on this channel per se, I've been on the streets. And apologies again, people, for not having my camera on. This was an impromptu stream that I decided to set up. I'm sure you saw 10 past. You were like, what's going on? I just have a lot on my mind. And I don't know, depending on whether people pull through to interact with me, it might be a short stream, might be a longer stream. We will see, people. But, before we get into things, please be sure to like the stream. I would appreciate it. It does let the algorithm know that you guys like my content, and hopefully invite a lot more people to come over here and subscribe. I am still trying to get to 100 subscribers, people. The joke right now is it's the road to monetization, which of course allows us to reinvest in the channel, people. Now, with that being said, and you've liked and you've subscribed and you've shared out to your friends, let's talk, guys. You saw the title, and usually on this channel we're discussing the player and the managers, right? And I'm sure you're like, why are we discussing the fans? And maybe today isn't the day where we have that in-depth conversation, but I just, as a resident therapist on these YouTube football streets, I just need to check in on y'all, because especially United fans, because you guys are my family, right? We support the same club. We might disagree, it's okay, but we support the same club. And I'm a little bit worried about some of the things I've been hearing. That's why this happened. Because, like I said, I've not been on my channel per se, but I've been on the streets, people. And some of the mental state that this club has left people in is quite frankly frightening. And I hope that at the end of today's game with Newcastle, we will be a little bit better off. Maybe not, it's not going to plaster over the fact that we haven't been good. What's that, 5 games? I don't know. Maybe I've lost touch of reality. Don't know how many games that is that we've not won, but it's not been good. That's just the point. We're 14th, so I can understand where people are coming from, but again, for all that's going on, I'm still worried about the fan base. Shout out to Stephanie. Shout out to you. And Stephanie says her highlight for 2024 was me doing a video of her favorite live Man United game back in 1978. You know what? I actually enjoyed that. That was the first video I did that wasn't live. It was the first time I had to edit a video outside of like the intros and the normal stuff. It was a very interesting experience. I want to do a lot more of those short form videos where maybe I'm reacting or giving feedback on like a game, which I'll probably start doing maybe from tonight. I'll watch the Newcastle game, and then I will try and record something on my phone and upload it. It's not going to be on my PC, so it's not going to be the best quality. And then next year, guys, if you've got any stuff that you guys want me to react to, or any shows that you have ideas for, I am more than open to feedback, which will help grow the channel, right? Shout out to you, Kenny Fan TV, my brother. Yes, there is gonna be a link. I was gonna do this on OBS because I'm experimenting with that, but because I don't have the paid version of StreamYard yet, and I haven't sorted out my intros, I actually don't know where the heck on this PC I put my intros. I couldn't even put that into OBS. So yeah, today there is going to be links, but before I drop the link, I'm going to do what KG does best and monologue before I drop the link, right? Because as your resident therapist, I just feel like I need to suss out what the feeling, what the vibe is, because I've heard some pretty outlandish stuff today. I've been attacked for joking. Apparently, in the midst of all of this chaos that's happening at our class, at our club, people can't take jokes. KG was looking for show ideas, And I was just quite frankly astounded with some of these statements said. And I said to him, look, I don't think people are being honest with themselves. Maybe we should create a show called the House of Lies, because some of the statements we know very well that in a couple of months, maybe a couple of games, people are gonna come back and say, I didn't say that, or they're gonna say something different. So don't worry, Kenny. There'll be a link. I just want to address some of the things that I've seen online. Number one, that I'm not shocked by, because I support Man United. Ruben Amorim out. Ten Hag could have done better. Those two go hand in hand. I don't understand why, as a fan base, we always do this. And maybe other fan bases do it too. I don't know, to be fair. But we have something in our club. It does okay for a little bit. It goes very wrong. We make a judgment call and it leaves the club. And the moment it leaves the club, we start singing the good old song of, well, the grass maybe isn't green on the other side. Now, with regards to Eric Ten Hag, I stand by what I said. I think that he still needed to leave, because I was assessing his game in its entirety. I was assessing his plan or lack thereof, and its ability to carry us to where we want to be long term wise. I as- so for me, irrespective of whether we would be 14th or not under Eric Ten Hag, I just didn't think long term, because we had given him the extension, he was going to be the guy. And the whole point of the next 3 years is to build us to a point where we can start competing, never mind winning the league. That's what Ineos said, that was their plan. And in my head, I asked myself, do I think that Eric is that guy? No. And my main reason for that was that Eric abandoned his own philosophy rather than dying on the hill of what he knows and what he believes in an effort to accommodate these players. So it was one thing when we had the THDL people, who, like Kenny saying, THDL. They're the reason why I'm actually talking about this. They were going crazy today. When they were on the one side backing Ten Hag, the way I'm backing Ruben, I get that. But the reason why they were backing Ruben, I mean Ten Hag, was because flipping the players were letting the manager down, which I agree with, but I would have rather had Ten Hag die on the heel of his philosophy and expose the fact that these players are not good enough, which is what Ruben is doing right now. Ruben is just highlighting what people have always said: their players are not good enough. And the one biggest complaint with Ten Hag was, what are we doing? Who are we? What is the plan? What is the style of play? And it was always, well, we need a few players. Well, we need an extra year. Whereas Ruben said, look, guys, I can't promise you that you will see the plan, but you will at least get a feel of the idea behind the plan. And so far, he's delivered on that. The only problem with what Ruben is doing is that, yes, he's made some bad calls here and there, which every manager is bound to do, but the players are not capable of playing his style of play. I think that's the fundamental difference between Ruben and Eric. And Eric was successful with his plan in the short term, in the sense that he won cups. But I feel like those cups, to a degree, masked over the fact that these players were never going to be good enough for our club. And had he spent the 3 years at our club implementing his style and kicking out people that were not good for his style, I think we might be having a different conversation today, but we'll never know. So the point is that people are looking at the situation, and because we can't seem to find a win right now to save our life, all of a sudden it's, well, Eric shouldn't have left. And I'm like, but that's rewriting the narrative. That's rewriting where we were. Because even if it wasn't everybody, because I know there were people even within my own circle that were still wanting to hold on to Eric until the end of the season. But the vast majority of us were all singing out of the same tune, saying we need a change. We had, I think, two international breaks, and we couldn't for the life of us understand why is this guy still here. And eventually, they got rid of him. So that's the first thing I saw today when I thought, you guys wanted to give Eric Ten Hag flipping 4 years, but this man who arrives in November, it's only December, guys. It's literally, we're only like what, a month going into 2 months of Ruben being here, And because he hasn't gone on an Ole social like run that masks over the fact that we're crap, we're giving up on him. Now, on the other side of that are the people who don't think that but are saying some extreme stuff like um I will stick with Ruben even through relegation. And that's where for me the lying part of it. And look, if the shoe doesn't fit, please don't get offended. But we know our fan base, guys. We say one thing now, time proves us wrong, and then we sing a different song. It's easy to say now that we will stick through Ruben through relegation. And some people call it standing on business. And I'm just like, that sounds like a business that's going out of business, essentially. That sounds like a business that's going under. It sounds like a business that's ready for liquidation if that's the business you're standing on. Because no matter how bad it gets at our club, it should never be to a point where we're being sucked into the vacuum of a black hole that we call relegation. Because relegation is tough. It's a tough hole to be in, even for us. We should never be arrogant enough, one, to think we can't be sucked into it, but to also think that we can overcome it should we find ourselves in that situation. And I guarantee you, we go to championship. A lot of the people that are saying they've been diehard fans will not be fans. A lot of the people who said we will stick with Amarim before we even start the championship season will be Amarim out. So that's why I'm like, people like to say things, and I don't know if it's in an effort to sound knowledgeable, to sound like the best football fan. I don't understand what the extremeness about. Maybe it's playing the game of social media, because that's another thing that I'm maybe putting in the back of my mind. And as a person who creates content, I'm like, I get it, but I don't get it. I don't really want to say stuff that deep down I'm like, I don't believe this for the sake of shock. And maybe I won't make money and I won't be successful. It's okay. It's whatever. You know? For me, this is therapy. That's the whole point of this podcast, right? Is to be able to talk about stuff that's happening within our family that we call Man United and to digest it, hopefully in a respectful manner that allows us to not let this team ruin our entire days. And guys, tomorrow's New Year's Eve. Maybe Kenny's already there. We're going to be celebrating New Year. The last thing you want is United loses today, and then all of a sudden you can't enjoy the festivities of New Year's Eve. So that's the whole point of this channel and of the podcast. Will it be nice if I make money from it? And sure, but to start saying stuff like I will be there until the national, I think, what is the lowest league in England? I don't know. I've never looked that far down before in my life. For the life of me, I'm not going to pretend like. And also, people make it seem like a lot of us supported Man United when they were in like the championship and we came up with it. Dude, I celebrated a team that was winning. And I'm not ashamed of that. I don't live in Manchester. So when I started watching the Premier League, I didn't go, what's the most wholesome team? I like winning. So I said, what team is winning? Ding, 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 ding. United is a winning team. So for people to act like it's a bad thing to want to be a winner, therefore I'm going to say crazy things like, I'm going to be furious if we get relegated, bro. Because I didn't want us to sack Ten Hag just to get relegated. That wasn't what I said. I said I wanted to sack Ten Hag to try and salvage the season. Salvaging it looks like winning the Europa, finishing the top half because top four looks, yeah, and maybe competing for one of the domestic cups. Carabao's out of the question now because we lost, but they still FA Cup, they still Europa League, and they still the damn league. Some people, yeah, these are just some of the things, and I'm just like, are the fans okay? Going back to I did the whole thing where now I'm seeing the title of the show. Are the fans okay? Are you guys okay? Kenny, this is the part where I'm gonna drop the invite. I don't know if you're still on here, my friend. I'm gonna drop the invite. Actually text Mr. Banks. I'm sure he would like to weigh in on this as well. Let's see. I'm gonna drop the link. And I'm gonna invite you guys in the chat, whether you're calling in. Let's talk, guys. Are you guys okay? Because Ruben, and in fact, for me, Ralph Ragnick, the reason why I wanted that man as the director of football, because he came in as an interim manager, he managed the team, And in that short space of time that he managed us, he understood fundamentally what was wrong. How long ago was that? I think Ralph was here. Was it pre-COVID? Was he here pre-COVID? Which would have been 4 years, going on 5 years ago now. And time is funny. Like we look at it as a single digit thing. So sometimes you say 2 seasons is not enough. 2 seasons happens over 2 years. 2 years is 24 months. That's a lot of time. Stuff, if you make the right decisions over that period of time, it can fundamentally change the direction that your life is heading in, or in our case, that your club is heading in. So that's why I'm like, when was Ralph here? And Ralph said, guys, hey, big up Kenny, what up, bro?
Big up, big up. Yo, I'm good, mate. Yeah, yeah. It's been a blessed 2024. Even though um, United was shit this season and even last season as well. So, outside of life, it's good. It's normal. It's gonna be a good. It's gonna be a really good 2025 as compared to 2024. You know, you know what? You actually made a good point about the manager
Mhm.
revenuism. It's like
Yeah.
basically we are trying to it's like the same thing. We are like trying to rewrite the history of of the player revenuism. Example for Jadon Sancho, we already given this guy 3 years, but no, it didn't work out. So we had to sell him. It's plain and simple. If you're not if you're not up to the task, then if you're not up to a task, you had to go. It's pretty simple. I don't understand why these fans are like why these fans are doing so much of player slash manager revenues. Bro, you gotta bro it's not only just the managers and the players. It's a lot deeper problems in this football club. They're just focusing on like one or few things. Like I think I mentioned to you this before. It's not just only Ten Hag or the players problem. It's been like a multicultural problems that we have been trying to fix like ever since like Edward Wood has came into this football club, and it's genuinely gonna take this. Wow, man, this culture reset. It's gonna take a long, long time. To be honest with you, yo,
Do you
you're back with the photo. Let's go. You're back.
Yeah, I'm trying, bro.
Vegeta,
I'm trying.
Vegeta is back with the photo cam. It's been a while since I've seen your face. Yo,
Ah,
you've been in the you've been in the um uh vacation or something.
yeah, bro. I've been on vacation, just trying to reset, get ready for 2025. Ah,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
making a lot of
Go on, bro.
changes, bro. So hopefully you'll see a different change, a different face as well, guys. Because I'm also joining KG and them, man, on the health fitness stuff. We'll see how far that goes. But I like what you said there, bro. And it's funny, when I was on KG's channel, I was gonna say the same thing after my joke with regards to the show that KG wants to create.
Yeah,
And people just started getting really emotional over I don't know what, bro. Because my point was gonna be, you guys are saying we should have kept Eric. The same way you guys are saying
I mean he's gone, bro.
we should have got Emrabat, who was crap apparently to some people. We should have, I
Hmm.
don't know, bro. I feel like we're gonna get rid of Rashford and people are gonna say,
Oh, we should
um,
have kept Rashford.
we should have
Oh,
kept Rashford. I mean, people were saying we need him today. Today, guys. We need all of a sudden Rashford is gonna solve all of the problems we've had in the last few games. I don't know which Rashford people are referring to because we all agreed that Rashford doesn't look like he wants to be here, so we should sell him. But now we're
exactly.
saying desperation is not healthy for this football club's fans. But
Hmm.
at the same time, I feel like there's some people who are infiltrating our fan base who are not really fans. Now, that sounds like a very harsh thing to say, But some of
Mm.
these things feel like they're here to just stir up chaos and whatever, because they just enjoy seeing us crying as fans. Maybe they're like an Arsenal fan and we don't know that they're Arsenal fans. They pretend to be United fans, and then we're all losing our heads over some of their own opinions. And I'm just like, guys, you can't get depressed over this thing. And guys, two things for me, right, Kenny?
Mm.
Ineos got you the other day, right? Like, as much as I've got beef with them for certain decisions, they got you the other day, bro. Ruben has been with us for what, a month?
I think 5 weeks or something. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just over a month. These people wanted to give Ten Hag 4 seasons. They were willing to be that patient. These people put up with
Which means
nearly,
which means like he would have been there for like what 7 years or 6 years.
give or take, bro. They put up with, to a degree, 2 decades of the Glazers' ownership, because personally, there were opportunities where we could have protested, and then the Glazers did something like buy a player we wanted, and then all of a sudden Glazers out disappeared. So for me, it just felt like people were not enough with Ineos yet. Um, so that's why I'm so confused with the level of energy that people have for Ruben, more specifically. I don't really. Sir Jim is not helping himself, so it's very hard to defend Ineos with some of the decisions they're making. But
Yeah, I agree with that. Mm.
Ruben's one is not fair, bro. I'm gonna say that it's not fair.
Yeah, it's not fair. Absolutely, yeah. Mm. I
And
mean,
you know
I
what?
mean, I mean, to be fair, he made like few mistakes. Okay, like especially like maybe I may have said like he shouldn't have selected Kobe Manu for the Wolves game, but other than that, like it's not his fault because he literally trained with the squad for only for 5 weeks as what usually Mark and you usually says that in his own stream. And you know what? To be honest with you, right? I'm kind of I'm kind of disappointed, but also I'm kind of a little bit happy because if we had this new manager bounce, right, then
Mm.
then the next season we are going to be crap again. So I'd rather suffer now this season and maybe like I don't know. I have now doubts with the Europa League, but I'd rather salvage something this season and then maybe we can build from that for next season.
Now I hear that, bro. Before we continue, because I just want to engage with the comments. Big up to all of you guys, man. I appreciate you guys interacting with Kenny and myself. I want to bring in an outsider's perspective, bro, because shout out to you.
Temba, is it
You
Temba in the
have
building?
been following
Yeah,
our fan
yeah.
base and all the nonsense that's been said. I don't know how much of my podcast you've heard so far, but the gist of it is Ten Hag shouldn't have been fired because people don't believe in Ruben. And yeah, so that's the one thing. And all of a sudden,
Vinita,
yes,
Vinita,
Shiggy.
big up to you, man, and big up to Kenny. One thing is this, man. This was always going to happen. This was always going to happen because I can tell you for a fact that so many people that wanted Ten Hag to stay at the job have been
Mhm.
waiting for a time like this. They've been waiting for it. Like they've been waiting for a time like this. But I can tell you, the same way when Tenag was at the job, whereby you had some people, wishing and hoping United keep dropping games so that they can sack Tenag. That is the same way these guys right now are feeling. But they would not understand that all these things started with Ten Hag. And I've been saying it for a very long time. The mistake Sergeant Ratcliffe, they made was keeping Ten Hag. Was
Mm,
keeping Ten Hag. And I keep saying it, the standard of this club was like under Ten Hag was just going down the mud. Like there was a time in United history whereby a manager got fifth. A manager got fifth in the table, missed out on fourth on goal difference, won the FA Cup, he got sacked.
mm,
And now we have a manager that finished eighth, won the same FA Cup, got new contract. Now, I don't blame Ruben Amorim because one thing is this, man. We can all agree that all these players are not good enough. As a fact, Like sometimes I've seen people argue with me, telling me that Rasmus Højlund is a better player than Lukaku. Are you guys insane? Are you guys crazy? Like Lukaku at 21, Lukaku at 23 was a beast. It was a beast. Man was
He
dominating
was actually.
Premiership.
He was actually though. Yeah. He was actually
And I
for
can
I
tell you,
think
like, I can
Everton.
say
Yeah,
it anywhere.
Everton.
Lukaku is a better player than Marcus Rashford as well. Let's have the argument. Marcus Rashford has played how many years in United? Scored only 87 goals. In the last how
Which
many
is
seasons, he always
which
have
is
only had.
mad.
It's mad. Lukaku
It's
played
mad.
4 seasons, 5 seasons in Premiership. He has over 101, 21 goals. 121 goals in 5 seasons. Then you have somebody that have played 10 years, 87. And your
Yeah,
fan base have they are a problem. Your fan base is a problem. All of a sudden, right? I'm not surprised they are turning on Ruben because it's something whereby I knew it was going to happen. I always knew it was going to happen because you have a manager that have come in. He also wants to make people understand that I am the one that runs the show. And for me, I've seen people saying, no, you should bring Rashford back into the team. Like, when are this fan base going to get it? Marcus Rashford, Bruno Fernandes, those guys, I'll be saying it. As long you have Marcus Rashford and Bruno Fernandes in your team, you guys are going nowhere. Because you have one player people have overhyped, gave him the hype of Kylian Mbappe, whereas he's not even good as
yeah,
Saint Maximan.
that brother is
And you have another player
overrated.
that have been given the captain band who is not even disciplined. Because you could say every game United have lost so far, there were individual errors. All
Mm,
the games you guys have lost, the individual errors. Go check it out. You
Mm.
had against Nottingham Forest, Bruno Fernandes made an assist for Gibbs White. Against the last match, he got a red
Yeah.
card.
Oh yeah.
Like,
True. True.
how are you getting a red card? You are playing as a 10. You are playing as a 10. And this is why I said that guy does not have discipline. He doesn't have discipline. You are playing Gibbs White against Nottingham Forest. He gave the ball away. At where? Which position? Right back. What was Bruno doing at right back? He gave the ball away there. Against last night you guys played, he got a red card. He gave the ball away. Where? Like, out of everybody that can actually mark Matthias Cunha there, Bruno, you came from your 10 you were playing to come and make a foul on the sixth position. Be
Bro,
disciplined. I've seen top
bro,
players
bro, he was,
have
bro,
yellow
he was,
card
bro, he was
and play
literally
the entire
he
game.
was on his second yellow as well. He was on a second yellow as well.
That's what I'm saying. Because yellow card is not a new thing. I've seen people get yellow card in the first game and still manage to play 90 minutes. Ugarte did it. Ericsson did it. Casemiro have done it. I've no top players that have done get yellow card, and Sergio Ramos was
yeah,
one of them. But
I
this
just
guy
think
is
Bruno.
not disciplined. It's not.
Yeah, I think he
But
let
for
his
me,
emotions
like
get the
people
better of
turning
him
on,
because. Sorry,
but
Tim.
people
I
turning on
think.
Amorim is not something whereby go on.
No, just saying to your point with regards to Bruno. I just think in that specific game when he got the red, I was watching it. I think he let the fact that the ref was having a bad day let him have a bad day because to a degree the referee was crazy, but he as a professional should have been like, okay, this guy is not right. He's not here. He's giving us all yellow cards willy nilly, and he should have responded in the right way. That's what the leadership side of him should have done. But instead, because
That
he was
is what
getting
I'm saying.
frustrated
He
with the
doesn't have the
people.
leadership skills. He doesn't. Like on a good day, like with Bruno Fernandes, the captain, will be a captain, holding the captain ball for United. Like it's how the club has fallen. Then you have somebody like Bruno Fernandes, the captain, just as you have the likes of Rashford weighing in on number 10. But down to this guy called Ruben Amaro right now, the question is this: do I think Sir Jim Ratcliffe in us? I ask you this thing, will they give him the backing in it? Because the way these guys are going, doing this cutting cost bullshit, does showcase to me that they've got no money. These guys are broke billionaires. They are broke billionaires. Cutting cuts from here, 40,000 here, cutting this cost. They don't have the funds. They do not have
Brother,
the funds.
the fact that they
And
cut off 40
for
grand
me,
a year for the
if
what is it, foundation? I say,
yeah,
bro,
40 grand,
what is going on at this club, bro?
40,000 cutting cost, 40,000 pounds. They cut it off.
That was the part I actually laughed at, bro.
It's
It's
But
beyond
guys,
laughable at this
honestly, you just gonna tell you that, man. You guys, I pray for United, man. You know what is that? This is where I really wish that Tenag was the one stay in charge, because now, for me, I think Ruben Amaron now he walked into a shit show, man. He walked into a shit show, and
so
it's not going to get better. The way people are thinking, your fan base, you guys are not ready for what they call rebuild. You are not.
but you see,
They
Temba,
are
it's
not.
interesting you say that. But remember, during the Banks and Vegeta show, the one
Yeah,
thing I said to you that we all ignore is exactly what Will is saying. The people,
yeah,
because we're saying that you're saying right now that you wish Ten Hag was here because technically Ruben is inheriting his mess. I think to a degree, I don't agree with what Ineos is doing. So people mustn't misquote me. But I think to a degree, the things they are doing is because for years we spent, I think, a billion on nonsense. We spent a billion
yeah,
in an effort to do marketing stuff. So, for instance, we looked for players that were going to
yeah,
fill the number 7 shirt, the
yeah.
whatever PR. So, what Will is saying here when he says
Mhm.
Murto, Arnold, Woodward caused this mess, and Ten Hag with the 600 million bloated squad, the Glazers caused this as well on top of it, and it's now showing. I think that's what's happening. I think to a degree, what is happening is that Ineos are looking at the books, and people, by the way, are painting the Glazers as the heroes because they paid for all of the stuff. But in hindsight, I think that
Yeah.
from Ineos's
Mhm.
perspective as business people, they're asking, but why did we spend all of this money over this period of time? Because it's put us in a position now where we
Mhm.
can't even spend the money where we would. Because these guys want a new stadium. The fact that we're getting a new Carrington and they got a new manager, I don't
Yeah,
think they got Ruben not to back
yeah.
him. But we also have to look at the reality of what was there before Ineos. That's the only thing I defend Ineos with regards to. To say that Ineos didn't
Yeah.
inherit healthy books in terms of the money.
Hmm.
Forget
Hmm.
bruh, our roof was leaking, brother. Nothing about what they inherited was good. These Glazers guys
Yeah,
collected dividends after dividends, doing nothing,
yeah.
giving flipping Sanchez
and
500k
and
for
that
no
and that was
reason.
what you said. That was what you said. You did say that you were not going to put the blame on this guy. You said it very well on that the Vidisha show we had. You said you're going to put the blame to the Glazer still. And for me, just that right now, you still have to blame the Glazers. But the reason why you will always blame Enos are the reason because Enos are the reason why Glazers are here right now.
Yes.
Enos gave the Glazers a place, gave them what they wanted to stay. Because I tell you for sure, if this those Edgeford from America were the guys that came into this club right now to do the same exact same thing Sergeant Ratcliffe did, I'm sure there'll be protest. There will be protest. But because now Sergeant Ratcliffe is a local guy, he supports United, like people will say he has the what season ticket. That guy also has season ticket for Chelsea as well. So I don't really know who is he supporting. So he actually gave the Glazers a bed to sleep on because United already had people coming in that was going to wipe the beds, that was going to build a new stadium, like without bothering anybody, without bothering anybody. But what happened? Sergeant Ratcliffe, no, we'll do the deal with the Glazers, we'll keep them. So this is why I would understand why people, are putting the blame on the on on Enos,
Yeah, yeah, for sure, for sure.
Ratcliffe. But what I would
I
say
do
is,
agree with
man,
you. I do agree with you in the
I've been
sense
hearing
that
people saying, talking about FFP not allowing United to sign players. What I would say is this, man, they need to find a way. I'm sorry, they need to find a way to sign players in January. Chelsea did it. All it will cost you, it's probably a fine or don't go to Europe. or don't do transfer for season. But Chelsea found a way to play around FFP, play around PSR rules, and look at where they are right now. Yes, they might not win the league, we know, but from where they were last season and this season, it's different. It's different. So for me, what I'll say is this, man. If Sergeant Ratcliffe and Ineos are serious, they need to find a way to back this guy, bring in one or two players that can actually do something this man wants. And for me, the way I'm talking about backing Amorim does not mean I would not criticize Amorim in some ways, because I've seen him make some mistakes. Taking
Yeah,
Ugarte
because
out
he's a human, bro. He's gonna make
was a
mistakes,
stupid
and
mistake.
I get it,
Yeah,
and that's
he
what I'm
makes
saying.
mistake, but the
And that's
mistake,
what I'm saying. This stuff is so complicated in the sense that I feel like United fans, and this goes back to what I said on Mark's channel just now. I feel like we're so desperate because we're in a bad situation right now. We're 14th. We're a couple of points away from the relegation, guys. We're just looking for people to blame. And even in our pursuit to blame people, we're not attributing the blame correctly. That's just my opinion. I do blame these broke guys for keeping the actual enemy that people seems to have forgotten about. Like, guys, yes, Ineos are crap. All of their decisions are personal. I get it. But you can't turn around and say, yeah, but the Glazers paid Sir Alex, so they're the heroes. The Glazers were never the heroes. Cheers, Kenny. Appreciate you for putting through, bro. The Glazers were never the heroes. That's the one thing I don't want the fan base to get wrong, because that's the other thing. Temba, you don't understand. People are so against Ineos that they almost painting the Glazers as if they were good for us. The only good thing about
yeah,
us was Sir Alex Ferguson. That's the only thing
yeah,
underneath Glazership that was good, was Sir Alex
yeah,
and the people that Sir Alex employed to work with him. That's it.
yeah,
But for people to say Ineos are on, what did they say? Ineos are on up watch, or like they're giving Ineos the side eye, and then they
yeah.
completely
Okay,
forget
I'm
that
scrutiny.
those American guys are still here. You guys realize that, and the Ineos
Yeah,
people inherited their mess. The one thing I criticized Ineos about was, I said to Mark, I said, when Sir Jim and what's the other guy, the Qatari guy, Sheikh Jassim were
yeah.
here, they got a
Yeah,
chance to look at the books. Like, they got a chance to remember, it was a public thing. They came to United, they looked at the books,
mm-hmm.
and I said, so Jim, you saw the level of debt, because it's not just about buying players. You know how much we owe clubs for players we've bought in the past. You know how much we owe from all the loans that the Glazers took out. You know that the stadium was going to cost what, 1 billion or 1 or 2 billion to build. You know all of these
Two
things.
billion.
Why on earth would you buy this club knowing that your pockets are not that deep, bro? You knew this. That's the one
Mm-hmm.
thing I fault them on. If you are going to get some ownership like they did now, at least have money, bro. Like, you can't not buy the whole club and also be broke on top of that, bro. That's the only problem I have. And I'm like, no, and I'm like, bro, that's what they did, bro. So, bro, Sheikh Jassim said,
Yeah,
hey guys, I understand you got 1 billion debt. I'll pay it off. You guys need a new stadium?
I
I
paid
got
off,
you.
man.
You guys don't want the
I do it.
Glazers? I'll give them their money, bro. The only difference was that they were not willing to overpay, bro. I mean, the Glazers wanted 10 billion. Let's be realistic, guys. That's not what our
Like it
club
was
is worth.
crazy, man.
It's not
It
worth
was
10 billion.
crazy. Like United is not even worth the 7 billion they wanted to pay.
It's
United is
crazy.
not worth 7 billion.
So I understand that, bro. But also, say Jim, bro, I'm like, what are you doing? That's like saying I want to date Rihanna, but I work a 9 to 5 at I don't know, bro. I make bread, I make sandwiches. Rihanna wants to watch the Lakers
Imagine.
game on the court side. You can only afford the
Yeah.
tickets at the back. Why are you here? You get what I'm saying? You enter
Why are
the
you here? Why are
relationship
you
that
doing there? Yeah.
you can't sustain for no reason. That's the only fault of
Imagine.
these guys.
Yeah,
But
basically,
the fan base,
yeah,
Timber,
basically
the
costing
reason
costs.
why,
But
yeah, bro, the
but
fans, bro. This
I
is
don't understand the equipment. It's crazy, man. Because
but the point of the podcast
and
is:
that's
are
something
the
I
fan
just look
base
at. I'll be like,
okay,
okay,
bro? Are the fans okay, bro? Because Timber, I swear to you, bro, if we lose to Newcastle today, Lord forbid, touch wood. I'm touching wood, guys. We're not gonna lose. If we lose today, bro, These people are going to need mental institutions with some of the stuff I've heard today. I'm telling you, they
But
are not
what I'm
okay.
saying is this. What I'm saying is, Vegeta. I've been saying it that your fan base is a problem as well. Right now, do you think United can beat Newcastle?
Yes, you know
And
why
that's
I
the
don't.
fact.
I think they can because football is funny. When we were supposed to lose to City, we beat them. And I understand that City themselves were going through crap, but we said, irrespective of how crap City are, there's nothing good about us, bro. you know? So we
Okay,
thought,
let me explain to you. Let me explain to you. You see, with the game between United and City, it's a rivalry game. Do you understand? But now, when you look at Newcastle, the last game Newcastle, they failed to take points. I think it was against Ipswich, and ever since then, they've won. They've gone on a very good form. I think they've won all their games. They've won all, and all they won is not even like it was 4-3-4. So with that same form, like I said, I think I would say if United are able to get a draw or they win that match, then I'll be shocked because the form that these guys are coming with, Newcastle, it's crazy, man. Everybody is
but
scoring
that's
goals.
my
Murphy is
point,
scoring
bro.
goals. Isak is scoring goals. Anthony
But Temba,
Gordon is
that's my
Gordon is
point,
scoring goals
bro.
as well. So that's the thing. So
The- Temba,
yeah,
don't trust these guys,
but
bro.
because
These
of the fan base, no, I don't trust them. I don't trust them. I
no,
know your fan base, and I know how they drive. They go. They drive. They go with insane. Because now all of a sudden, Amorim is the problem. All of a sudden, they want Amorim to beat Newcastle. They want Amorim to beat Liverpool. They want Amorim to beat Arsenal as well. But if we're going to be truth to ourselves, to be realistic, are United better than this team? The answer is no. Now you are
they're
going
not.
into the game where you're not playing Ogate, who have actually been playing. Ugarte is not there today to play, and Bruno is not there. Rashford
I
is not there.
hear
So if
you,
he wins the
right?
game, man, I will commend him, man.
Temba, I hear you. The
Honestly,
reason why I can say
yeah,
is there a possibility is because you see this what I'm sharing. On
yeah,
that pitch, you're going to see 11 of these things on that pitch. Because the games you expect them to win, they lose.
yeah,
And the games you
yeah.
expect them to lose, Man United is not a team you can bet money on. You will lose your money
No,
because we've got people with this look on
straight
their
up,
face. You see this look, this
yeah,
happiness with the criminals, bruh. And I wish I could show people what criminals in South Africa wear because all I see is people in orange overalls playing for us every time I
yeah,
see that team play
yeah,
because you never know. I could say today Newcastle's gonna beat us 4-1 and then United win 3-1.
yeah,
And then people say,
yeah.
I told you you were negative. I said, no, guys. The way Temba just thought about it logically is the same way I think about it. We've been bad, they've been good, they score goals, we don't score goals. So does it make sense? Yes. But did it happen? No. Because United are criminals, bro. And that's why we need to check on
No,
the
they are
fan.
criminals. They are criminals. They are criminals. You don't want to. This thing you just said right now takes me back to the days of Mourinho, and this is where you know that this same pattern have been in the club for a very long time. I watched a game. You played Man City in the first half. It was 2-0. Man City was leading that match. Second half, United came back and win the game 3-2. The following week, they went to West Brom. They went to West Brom to go and lose against West Brom. The same thing happened also under Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. Having a good result against Man City, went to Watford, got smashed 4-1 by Watford. That was where Ole lost his job. So with these your players, you can never ever trust and rely on them, and that's a fact, honestly. So Ruben, man, has a job on his hands, man. I don't want to know, but I wish him
No,
well. Like Ronaldo said,
he shows this, bro. The, the,
I
the
wish him
press
well.
asked him, the press asked him, hey, bro, you sure about this? He said, nah, I believe in myself. So he also needs to start producing so we can see what he believes in. Because you can't say, hey guys, me, I can build Usain Bolt, and then they give you that opportunity and then you don't prove us right. You're just
To
talking
build.
now.
Yeah,
Ruling
yeah,
also, this must also stop. Do the thing also you. But like I said, guys, me
yeah,
personally, if you're gonna go onto the pitch with expectations, you want to cry. Like my friend Tabelo, shout out to you, Tabelo, who's in the chat. He said to me, I almost won some money, but then your team let me down. I said, bro, how can you bet on my team? You should have left my team out of the bet, is what I'm saying. You, bro,
yeah.
United. I can't even trust to put United players in my FPL. That's how much I don't trust this team. And it makes me look like I'm crazy because I put Liverpool people who are doing good and people say, yeah, but United fan. I'm like, yeah, but guys, who in my squad in United am I putting? I can't put Onana because he's bound to have some weird game. I can't put Dalot because he's crap. I don't give a damn what United fans are saying. He's crap. He's not good. Okay. So yeah, it is what it is, guys. But you know what, Timber bro, thank you for joining me. Guys, like I said, I don't usually do this, but I have to check in on the fans because there's a game today, guys. I have to check in. I have to make sure because these guys, if you forget the bigger picture of United, of where we've been, the journey we've been on, because another problem I've had is that sorry guys, another problem I've had is that sometimes people don't like the fact that we make reference to the past whenever we're making points. But history is there for us to observe, to learn the truth because it's objective, unless it's rewritten, obviously. We know that sometimes the victors change history, but when it's there and it's accurately captured, it's for us to look at history and to say, this is the journey we walked. What can we learn on this? What was good about this journey that we can take with us moving forward? And what should we leave behind? Because if we ignore history, then we are doomed to repeat whatever mistakes we made there because we simply refuse to take a glance and say, this happened. It happened. You can't say it didn't happen. It happened. The Glazers did this. And rot doesn't, it's not an overnight thing. Rot takes root over a lengthy period of time. And for you to understand how to get rid of it, you have to get to the root of the manifestation to rip it out so that we can clean the wound and move forward. So when United fans want to ignore the past so that they can make arguments for whatever's happening in the present, you are always going to be blindsided by so many things. Like the Glazers haven't heard Glazers out in so long. They haven't been chased by journalists in so long. They are living a peaceful life when they are the maniacs who are the orchestrators of this chaos in our club. And Sir Jim thought it was all good to be the ones to say, "Hey guys, we'll bring you guys back." You are now the face of this all of these shenanigans, and you're gonna be the firing squad is gonna be looking at you guys now, not Ineos. So that's just the point I'm making, guys. Fans, I will check in on you guys. If not tonight, tomorrow we'll have the podcast again. We'll look at obviously the postpartum of what happened, and hopefully, guys. Me personally, I think go there with an open mind, no expectations. We can't beat Newcastle. It just depends on whether those criminals wanna play today. But anyway, guys, look, it's been 48 minutes. I just came in to check on you guys. I didn't expect to be here for this long, but I'm just gonna go up quickly to see who's been here with me from the beginning. Shout out to Stephanie, the goat of moderators. Thank you for being on my channel. I appreciate you and the support that you always show. Shout out to Kenny. Appreciate you, my brother. Thank you for being on the show today. Shout out to Eddie. Guys, please check out Eddie's Football Waffle. I enjoy his animations. He's fantastic. Give him a subscribe and support his work over there. Shout out to Women United, brother. I appreciate your feedback all the time. Whether it's something I like or don't like, your feedback matters to me and it makes the channel better. And all opinions matter, people. Like I said, you don't have to agree with me, but let's be respectful about it. So shout out to you, Will, Man United. Shout out to you, Tabella, my brother, always pulling through to support. And of course, shout out to Timber for coming and contributing to the show. Guys, it's gonna be okay. Tomorrow or today, depending on where you are in the world, is the 30th. It's gonna be the 31st or is the 31st. guys, I hope you had a Merry Christmas, but enjoy your New Year's Eve with your families. Don't let whatever the outcome is. Hopefully, it's a good outcome, and you can get in Afrikaans we say poes dronk. It means you can get like super drunk. I hope that happens, and you enjoy you enjoy your New Year's Eve. And of course, guys, if you don't drink, it's okay. That's also fine. But enjoy your New Year's Eve. Glory, glory, Man United. And guys, please don't let these people bamboozle you with this nonsense. Yeah, well, they're criminals, bro. It's criminals. Mapantiti. That's how we call them in South Africa. Mapantiti. It's criminals, bro. I'm tired of these guys. But anyway, guys, it has been your host Vegeta, and I managed to get the camera on. I will make sure that it's charged for the beginning of the show next time. But to everybody else who's turning on bloody Amarim or Ruben already,
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace. That's what it is, a disgrace.